Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to solve the questions given in SolidWorks Sheet Metal Professional Certification Sample Test. Here is the sample test question paper. You can download this from the link given in the description below. Now we have a sheet metal part here. There is base flange, two edge flanges on this side, and then there are three edge flanges on either side. So there are a total of 8 edge flanges in this model and a base flange, and we have a cutout and some mounting holes here. First I'm going to draw the base flange and then these two edge flanges and these edge flanges. First, right click, front plane. I'm going to use corner rectangle for this. Right click here and I'm going to select midpoint, control, and the origin. This is going to be horizontal, and here I have select midpoint and then origin vertical. To make the sketch fully defined, I'm going to add some random dimensions. So 200, and this will be something like 120. Okay, I'll be using sheet metal for this, and I just clicked on base flange. The thickness of this one is going to be 1.20 mm, which is one of the standard sizes that are readily available in market, and I'm going to click OK. Now we have the base flange. I already assigned a material to this, which is 1060 alloy. Now I'm going to add these two edge flanges. Edge flange is going to be in another direction, this edge as well. And for this I'm going to set the flange position to be material inside, and I'm gonna go with trim side bends, and default radius I'm going to give as 1.2 mm. This can be changed later. So as per the sheet metal rule, most of the times we go with the bend radius of value which is equal or greater than the sheet metal thickness that we are using. So I'm going to go with 1.2 for this. Also, I forgot to edit one particular thing. I just want to give this value as 50. So now we have the two edge flanges as well. I'm going to add these three edge flanges here. Edge flange. I'm going to select outer edge and in the direction of -y. This is in -z direction and this is in +y direction, and the value that I would like to give here is 15 mm. Okay, and I would like to keep this gap distance as 0.5, and the value of bend radius is 1.2. And also here the flange position is going to be material inside with trim side bends on. I'm going to click on OK. I forgot to add the same on the other side, but no issues, we can actually do something with this. Click on edge flange, click on right plane here, and then features, mirror, click OK. Now we have edge flange here. Now I would like to add the cutout. Right click, select. I would like to add a similar shape. It's time to give some dimensions to this. This is 15. This one here is 20. And this here is going to be 30. And these two lines are equal. I don't have to add that relation because we are going to add all the dimensions. And here from this edge to this edge it's 30 mm. from this edge to this edge it's 30 mm again. I would like to change this a little. I just want to drag this. We have a value here that is 2.5 mm. So this is 2.5, and then from here to here it's 5 mm. Okay, and I'll just add another relation, that is these two are equal. And this and this are vertical, and these two over here or horizontal, and the same thing goes here, horizontal. Now the sketch for this cutout is fully defined, and I'm going to use extruded cut feature, and here I can go with blind, and link to thickness is selected. So okay, I'm also done with the cutout here. Next I'm gonna give these holes on the edge flange. Go normal to this edge flange, sketch, circle, 1 2 3. Now if you have a look at this dimensions, all three circles or all three holes are of 4 mm in dia, and we have 6 in total, and we have the dimensions. So smart dimension, from here to here it's gonna be 10. For now I'll just delete this because this can be edited later. And this circle, sorry, this circle and this circle are equal. This is 4 mm, and from here to here it is 50. And 9 mm, from here to here it is 9, from here to here it is 9 again. Now these two are fully defined, but we need another hole here. So for that purpose I'm going to add a center line here. It can be of any length, this is just for reference purpose. Select this circle, select this line, click on mirror. Now we have this, and under features go to extruded cut. Now this is going to be a through wall because we need 6 holes, we need the holes to be on the other side as well. So I'm going to use through wall for that, so that we get these holes on all sides. Okay, now we are done with the part design, but we have to make a few changes here based on the question. Here we have A, B, C and D, which are unknown values because these values keep changing based on the question. Now let's have a look at the first question. In first question, sheet metal thickness is 1.2 mm, which we have already used. Inner bend radius is 1 mm. If you have a look at the edge flange, inner bend radius is 1.2. I'm going to change that to 1 mm. And for edge flange 2, this is going to be the same, 1 mm. And here gap distance is 0.5. that can be seen here. So the gap distance is 0.5, which is already used. The first one is trim side bends, which is on. So I already turned on trim side bends, so no issues with this. So the part is actually finished, except that we need to change the dimensions. So A is 180, B is 100, C is 50, and then D is 15. First click on this base flange, This is 180. You can directly change from here. This is 100. I don't have to change the value of C because I already used 100 for this. And for this, the value is 15, so I don't have to change anything over here. So I'm going to click on OK. Control B. And the challenge here is to measure the overall mass of the part. So I'm going to do that right now. Control B. But make sure you are adding the material here, otherwise you will not get the proper mass details. For checking the mass, I'm going to use evaluate and then mass properties. So the total mass of this is 125.60. Make sure that the overall dimensions are matching from this edge to, this face to this face. It is 180 as given in the question. From this face to this face, it is 100 as given in the question. So no issues with the design here. So I'm going to click on this isometric view. Now let's have a look at the second question. In second question, everything on top remains same except for the values of A, B, C and D. So I'm going to change those values. This will be 200. This is 110. C value is 40. And D value is 18. Control B for rebuild. So Control B can be used for rebuild. Now we have the part, updated part, and the overall mass we need to find. So again, evaluate mass properties. So the total weight of the part is 133.37 grams. Okay. Now the third question. For third and fourth questions, we need to have a look at the flat pattern. And after looking at the flat pattern, we need to find the value of X. For the third question, it is asking us to change the values back to 180, 100, 50 and 15. But fourth is asking to change the values to 200, 110, 40 and 18. As these values are already in use, I'm going to change the K factor value to 0.32. Right click on sheet metal. The K factor value is 0.32, so no issues here. And I can simply find the value. But before that, I'm going to use flatten option so that we can get the flat pattern here and to get the X value. But before that, let me rebuild this so that if there are any changes that are yet to be updated, will get updated. I'm going to click on this dotted line here to get the X value, and the X value is 185.55 mm. Let me go back to the unfold version, and here I'm going to change the K factor value as 0.4. Click OK. And the values are also changing here back to the first question values: 180, 100, 50, okay, and then 15. Control B. Now the design is updated, and I'm going to check the flat pattern. And for this, X value is 195.85. This is 200. This is 110, and I'm going to use Control B. This is 40, and this value is 18. So everything is updated as needed for the question. I'm going to use Control B for this, and we are supposed to find the bounding box area for this. So let's go back to flat pattern. To find the bounding box area, we need to have the value of this, which is 185.85, and the value of this, that is 231.85. So that's the value we are getting for the bounding box area. Next, I'm going to go back to the unfold pattern. In sixth question, we are supposed to add hems. And for this question, we are supposed to use question 4 dimensions. So I'm not going to make any changes to this part now, but I'm going to remove the holes as given in the question. So this, I'll just suppress this feature. Now the holes are gone. I'm going to add a hem. So I'll be adding a hem here, and that I can mirror it, or I can add two hems in the single one. Select this one, this edge for hem, after clicking on hem from sheet metals, and here it's going to be bend outside, sorry, bend inside, and under type and size it is going to be open. Okay, and hem gap distance is 1 mm. Inner bend radius we already changed to 1 mm, so I need to update the hem gap as 1 mm. This is M gap, and if you look at the dimension of the hem, it is 10 mm in length, so it's already there, so no need to worry about that. So here we pretty much have everything that is needed for the part, and I'm going to click on OK. But before that, if you closely look at this, so the distance between this edge and the hem edge is 2, which means we are supposed to edit the hem width. Drag this onto the side so that you can edit this here. Drag this point, smart dimension, select this point and this edge, and change the value to 2. Same thing over here, change the value to 2. Finish. Cancel. Now the hem is updated, and if you have a look at the sketch, now we have a gap of 2 mm here. Hem's bent into the interior, but here it is exterior, so I just want to change the direction so that it goes inside, and OK. But this is only on one side, so I'm gonna click on hem and right plane, features, and mirror. Now there is a hem on the other side as well. Now the part is completed. I'm going to go to isometric view, Control S, Control B for rebuild, and we are supposed to find the mass of the part. Evaluate mass properties. So it is 138.20. I'm done with solving all the questions. Now let's have a look at the answer sheet. So the first one is 125.6, we got the exact value, and the second one we got 133.37 exact, and third and fourth are also exactly the same values. I think for fourth one we got 43,089. Here it is 42,963 plus or minus 100, so it's still okay, no issues. And the last one, we have the last one as 138.20, which is very close to this, no issues. So this way you can create sheet metal parts, and if you practice this, it will be very helpful for you to crack the sheet metal professional examination. See you in another video. Happy learning. Until then, take care. Bye bye.